Hey everybody, JB back with you once again with more Chips Challenge Level Pack 2 and the 81st level of this set, Just Enough. Now this level is an interesting little conundrum here because there's a couple of different paths you can take with these blocks. There's a bunch of invisible walls here, by the way. But the correct one is to go down this way. Now what you have to figure out is that you have a limited supply of blocks. And you ultimately need 4. You need 3 to fill water, and then you need 1 in the final area. And you can only get 4 because of this teeth monster that's coming toward you as you're pressing stuff and whatnot. So it's an interesting challenge, albeit a rather tedious one. But this level actually holds a special place in my heart because it's one of the levels, one of the first records I ever really set in Chips Challenge after coming to this CC community back in the day. And I want to say this, yeah, I think it was before CCLP2 came out. I was able to find a, I don't want to call it a bust, but it's more of like a shortcut where you can put some of the blocks on like a block slide kind of situation where one of them is moving around on the ice vertically, like on the right side of where I am right now, and you can push that block as you're sliding through instead of having to come around for another one. And that saves like 23 seconds. I mean, it's just crazy how much time that saves. Unfortunately, Pie Guy, who is still the greatest optimizer of all time, he found a way to get an extra second through some slide delay shenanigans. So I should have known. I wasn't being very careful, and I was too excited to report a new record, which is one of my weaknesses still. I still have to work on that. And by the way, those are all invisible walls, in case you're wondering why I'm not going down there. But yeah, this level will always be one of my favorites in terms of optimization, just because I've found that shortcut. So yeah, it's another Dale O'Brien level as well, and I think this is, at least for me, this is one of those levels that I enjoy most out of all the ones he submitted, just because so many of them involve guesswork. And although this is guesswork, it's only guesswork between a couple of different things, and that I don't mind so much. Now I want to say, I don't really exactly remember, but I think the key to getting the bold on this involves not pressing the button at the end to release the teeth such that they get stuck in that that force 4, because then that causes a bunch of slide delay, and you want to avoid the slide delay. Like right there, you just saw that I had to wait even longer than normal. So yeah, it's actually worth it to waste 2 moves, I think. I'm trying to remember if that's the nature of the bold time ultimately, but anyway. So one cool thing you can do here is you can actually push the block over these suction boots and do that, which is pretty awesome. And then it's just a simple matter of just cloning a glider that blows up the bomb there that guards the exit and stuff. And I'm trying to remember how to get there. I think you can just slide into it like this. There you go. Alright, Just Enough is done. The block stops here. This is another Dave Borgman level that involves invalid tile shenanigans. I promise I'm going to stop saying that eventually, because a lot of his levels were concentrated toward the beginning of the set. And most of the end of the set is Tyre Thali and Eric Mania, so I can't remember what Dave's last level was, but okay, good thing I didn't go right there. Yeah, there's one of these that is correct, and I think it's this one. Evidently not. Or wait, no, it is that one, but I had to press the right. I had to push. I had to step on all those 4 tiles because there are bombs underneath all of them. If you push the wrong button, that death. If you push the wrong button, you'll get that ship that's swimming killed, which will in turn make the level. It'll cause you to die, pretty much. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay, so I'm going to push all these, and I'm actually going to make sure that that's not in the way, because I don't want a glider to destroy one of these bombs and then have a block then block the way and everything, because that would just be bad. So now I can just get all the rest of these, which is pretty cool. That's pretty much all the challenge there is to this. It's just guesswork again. There's really nothing particularly crazy going on here. And then you just open up the path to the exit, which is up here. And that's pretty much it. This is another one of those levels where Pie Guy sets a bold record, a new bold record. And then everyone was just kind of in a tizzy trying to figure out what it was involved with it. And I remember emailing him like, "What do I do?" And like, it's not even a day yet. You know, let it sit for a while. So eventually I figured it out though. Anyway, this is Warehouse 1. It's, I want to say this is based on, oh wait, did I just mess it up? I think I did. This is based on the 23rd level of the original Sokoban PC game, I think, is what it was. I forget exactly which Sokoban series it was, but it's one of those. And the trick to this level, and you've probably figured it out by now with what I'm doing here, but basically what you have to do is you have to move the blocks around in such a way that you can get things from this room over here, like such, and then get everything in a position that allows you to take out a couple blocks from the starting area, and then oh, wait a minute, we have a problem here. Did I just cook this again? I think I did. Really? Wait a minute, maybe this can be salvaged. Hang on. This may be salvageable. Maybe not, but I should have done that originally. Yeah, I'm not sure this is actually salvageable at this point. I don't think it is. Let me start that over again. I'm not thinking, I'm just talking. I gotta work on actually concentrating while I'm giving the commentary. Like, that's one of those problems that I have, is that when I'm talking, I tend to focus all on that and what I'm saying, and I try to think like 5 sentences ahead, you know, with what I'm going to say next, all that stuff. It's kind of an issue, admittedly. Like, it really is. Okay, so here... Okay, I don't want to make that same mistake again. So, let me just bring one in. Let's see how this goes. Okay, I think what you have to do is you have to go and move one into this area up here, and then you start going through. Okay, that's the key. Alright, so at this point we can just push everything back here to the left side, no problem. This is one of those levels that, because it's such a pure Sokoban, it's pretty simple to just put it into an optimizer and figure it out that way. But back when CCLP2 was released, we didn't have programs like yet another Sokoban clone and whatnot. So people actually optimized this one by hand and did a pretty good job of it too. I gotta admit, that is one thing I do miss, is just all the people working on optimizing stuff when a new set's released. Because nowadays, I feel like there's only a few people who are optimizing anymore, which is sad. I mean, Pie Guy has basically retired from the game, except for a couple of appearances that he made when I beat him in CCLP3, which, oh man, he beat me again, and I'm completely stumped at this point as to how to get this new record that he sets. Actually, there's a couple of new records that he set that have made me rip my hair out, pretty much. But besides that, a whole lot of other people optimizing. There's Jeffrey Barden, who's a designer. He's got several level sets out there, and he's also the coordinator of the CCLP4 staff. He does some very good optimization. And there's also James Anderson, who optimized as well, kind of on a more limited basis. But not very many hardcore people who are just, you know, in it to win it, you know, just who really want to go all the way. There are some people who do optimize in links, though. There are a couple of people in particular, Ruben Spawns, and I'm sorry if that's a mispronunciation of your name. I think it's Spawns based on the spelling, but there's Ruben, and then there's Eddie Lim, who is also another designer. He optimizes in links as well. I hope he comes to MS because I know he can optimize in MS, so that would be really awesome. But yeah, I mean, there really just isn't that contingent of optimizers that really just banded together like the old days when we had the MSN charter chipsters in the 90s. Like, I remember when that website was online, they had a scorecard and everything. Like, they updated that thing whenever a new record was set or just anyone changed their scores. Nowadays, we have the high score site that James runs and updates periodically. But, you know, occasionally there's that sort of collaboration that happens on a level between some folks, but it's not the way it used to be. I mean, it's not as consistent. I think that just may be a result of our schedules at the moment. But it's not quite the way it was back when people actually had to do a lot of work to get online and stuff. And so there was definitely a lot more satisfaction that came from, you know, getting a new record and stuff when there really weren't quite as many. Maybe that's a part of it, is that, you know, right now there aren't really that many to find. At least not until the next official set comes out, which is why I'm really excited for CCLP2. So we'll see how that goes. But I really hope that more optimizers will join us and have some fun with us, because I think it is kind of fun to play around and try to find the fastest time and all that. It adds an extra layer to the game. I mean, casual play is, nothing's going to replace it. And that was a Tyre Thali level, even though it was an adaptation. Anyway, this is also a Tyre Thali level, Crypts of Aganorak. And, let's see, this one is the right one. There's a path that you have to absolutely take at the beginning, and it is that path. Yeah, hopefully we'll get those people one of these days. I don't know what Aganorak means. I do know that Tyre Thali has a level later in the set called Zartakla, which if you spell it backwards is Alcatraz. So if you spell Aganorak backwards, that spells out Karanaga. So I don't know if that's a thing from a game or something. So, but he does, or she definitely, I still don't know if it's a he or she, but I'm just gonna go with she. She definitely has some interesting and rather obscure references in some of her levels, and one of them was called Tanagra. And it took me forever to figure out that that was a reference to Star Trek. I finally watched that episode. It was called Darmok. A lot of Star Trek fans know what that episode is. I did not, though, until I saw it. And the entire episode was pretty much a reference to the story of the Beast of Tanagra told in that episode, which was really cool. And we have a walker room here late into the level, which is not really my favorite thing in the world, especially when that happens. Okay, this is really, really dangerous. Okay, there we go. And then last but not least, we have this room. So if you looked at the hint that was under that block on the ice slide over there, it says choose the right block at the end. And by right, they mean not correct, but literally the one on the right. So that's that one. And now, Glacier Brick Road. This is another one of those levels that will always have my heart, because this was the very first record I ever got as an optimizer. It's quintessentially known as one of the toughest boosting routes ever, and I'm not even really trying that hard to pull this off, because I know that I could easily die if I take a misstep here. But it's a really fun level just because it is pretty short. But the boosting is very demanding though, so get ready for some major carpal tunnel if you decide to try it. This was also one of the top voted levels of the set. It was called originally, in the set that Tyre Thali submitted, The nameless level I made while bored. And I just completely screwed that up at the end. Wow. Brilliant, JB. Just brilliant. You know what? I'm just going to see how fast I can do this. We'll see how it goes. I'm not really going to try that hard, especially with mistakes like that. But we'll see how it goes. I feel like boosting in Tile World is just so much harder than in Microsoft. And then you got things like that again. Because in Microsoft, there's sort of this staggering rhythm to the movement. Whereas here, and I made that same bump again there. Here, the movement is so constant that, you know, even if you want to take a rest in your mind, you don't have that staggering to keep up, to fall back on. So you really had to be very constant with your finger movements. And my fingers are beginning to get tired now, so I just went running, like I mentioned in the last video, so I think that may be part of it too. Yeah, I'm way behind the bold here. 299. That's not exactly great, but we'll live with it. Creative One-Ways. This is a really fun level. It's also the second highest voted level in this whole set. And the whole principle of this is that you pretty much subject yourself, at least most of the time, to going one way and not being able to go back until you get the green key. This level was designed by Eric Schmitz, and it is a really cool concept. Really, really cool. Okay, that one way right there was not so creative. It was just an invalid tile. I mean, I can find that in a Dave Boardman thing, but besides stuff like that, it's really fun. I'm not sure if I could have made the door open there. I don't know if I could have. I forget the bold route to this, so we'll see what we can just do. But yeah, a lot of these little tricks that you use to just trap Chip until you get the green key, and you know, even some of the stuff to get out, you know, of these predicaments with the green key. I mean, these were unheard of concepts back when this set first came out, so it's pretty cool to go back and look at this again and be like, hey, this is the originator of this thing. So get the teeth over there. Loop over here, and now we got some walkers, which, again, not my favorite thing in the world, but thankfully they're not horrible or anything. Whoop! I thought I could have made that. I could have sworn that you could do that, but I guess not. Okay, well, we'll try it again and see what we can do this time. One thing you'll notice about CCLP2's levels is that as part of the design sensibilities of the time, there really wasn't a whole lot of dedication to centering the level on the map or anything like that. Like, this whole level, for the most part, is on the left side of the entire map. Whereas in later sets and in later packs and whatnot, people definitely did that a lot more, and yes, that's impossible, so I'm not going to really do that. I shouldn't have tried that, but I figured I feel like going out on a limb and living large, so why not, right? Okay. Not to mention that this is one of those levels that I don't mind playing over and over again just because it's so fun. I think part of that is just because each of these rooms is so distinct that once you get through each of them, you really do feel like you're making progress. And that's always a nice feeling to have. And here are those walkers clone, man. Alright. Getting close to where we died before. You know, playing these levels really reminds me of when I used to design levels as a kid. Back when these kinds of levels were my reference point. I'm really sad that I got rid of all those levels. Like, if I could find them, I would totally release them in like a special reject set. I did find some levels recently that were on paper that I designed, and I think I might release those in some form eventually. But at least right now, okay, there we go. Right now, I don't have the levels I actually designed in the editor, which is kind of a bummer. Okay, there we go. And then we need to push this there. That has fire underneath it. And then over here, and then exits. Made it! Just creative one ways is complete. And now for the walker machine. So, this level is kind of interesting. It's shaped like a castle, kind of like Castle Note from the original game, and it's about walkers. And that's pretty much the extent of it. You just have to get these chips before all the walkers fill up the map. The good news is that there's water right there, so you know if there's too many, they'll die. So that's not too bad. But I think I'm going to take care of these so that that won't happen again, or at least it will be less likely to happen again. The block you see there is a cloner, so I can't really do anything about that right now, and I did not deserve to survive that. You know, despite all the mistakes I've been making in this Let's Play, I have actually had some good luck. Especially with those blobs in jungle. I mean, holy crap, that was... I cannot believe just how lucky that was. Alright, there we go. Walker machine done. Don't get lost. Oh, by the way, that level was by a guy named Hank Lynn. And that was his only level in the set, I think. This one is another Eric level. And it's quite a doozy, too. You have to go through all of these rooms in a certain order. And for a lot of them, I think you can go through them only once. Like that recessed wall I just went through up there. Yeah. So you have to be extra super careful with this. But considering that this is a level where you kind of have to do some guesswork, it is a lot of fun. And you can kind of see what's ahead, so it's not entirely unfair. And in a lot of cases, like the stream of balls right there, like you don't want to go down there yet until you've explored the option that doesn't require commitment. So I do appreciate that about this level. Like there is a certain amount of leniency when it comes to that sort of thing. And once you get past like the first bit too, there really isn't quite as much to worry about as far as guesswork is concerned. Okay, there we go. And here we can just loop back around, so that's not a problem. Whoops, I went a little too far with that weight. Okay, 2 chips left. I think they're both in here. Yes, okay, good. Excellent, alright, we're done with that, and now to the Ghetto Defender, another Christian-style guessing game level. So the first guess point comes here. You can choose to go left, and you'll find a bunch of chips there, which fulfill the chips left counter requirement. But then you'll end up at a dead end, and won't be able to exit. So you'll have to go through on the right side of the level. And then you get this really interesting dodging section here. Thankfully, I had the worst case scenario that we had to wait 2 moves, I think. And I want to say that there are unsafe blocks here. Yeah. There you go. This level can be a little bit unfair, but it's still fun. I think that's mainly just because it keeps you on your toes. I like levels that do that involve monster dodging. Like, if they do a good job with that, it's a pretty good level usually. And the actual monster dodging part of this isn't entirely terrible. You know, I do like it. Excuse me. Now, I want to say there are, yes, there are flippers here. And I think that's all we really need from there, so I'm just going to keep moving. I don't think well, there's no chips under there because we got all of them already, so I think we're good. Alright, so we have a yellow door here, and thankfully we did see the wrong path, so to speak. So let's just go in here and find our yellow key and hope we survive this onslaught. There are also invisible walls there that I didn't point out. Yeah, I'm not very good at being cautious, in case you couldn't tell. So that trap button that you see right there with the ball is going to come in handy right around here. Like that. Alright, we're done with Ghetto Defender. Moving on to Marjolaine's Maze. No idea who Marjolaine even is, but she has a maze, and I guess that's something. And this is also a Christian style level as well, and it does involve some dead ends and even some death traps here with these paths. So I'm going to see if I can figure this one out. I know I have to get a block there, but you're kind of limited with what you can pick up. And also the time limit on this level is very low. Okay, so these blocks are all movable, so that's nice. So I'm going to push this guy right there, and thankfully this path does lead to a chip directly, which is good. And this leads down here. So we do have one chip to get right there. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take care of that while I'm still on this block kick here. Hopefully there won't be any more surprises, so to speak. And for some reason a JavaScript updater thing just came up. Okay, so we have some bugs and we need to get fire boots here. And now we're back here again. And the JavaScript thing decided to interrupt the window entirely that time. Fun! By which I mean not really. Alright, so let's get the skates. That might actually help. In fact, I think with the skates, at least one of those blocks would have been unnecessary at the beginning. Yeah, I don't remember a whole lot about this level, mainly just because it is kind of a... I wouldn't say it's the most memorable level in the world. It's kind of a little bit blah. And now I open that up, which I don't know if that really accomplished anything. I mean, it lets me go over here. But I still need to get into the bug area, and to do that I need to get the fire boots. So... where can I get fire boots in this level? Oh wait, I can go out here now. Okay, fire boots, where are you? I know you're here somewhere. Right? I mean, I thought you were here somewhere. Are you in here? This is a long path. I haven't been down here yet. There's a key. Yep, here we go. I was wondering when that key was going to come in handy. So with that, I don't think we'll need to worry about getting that extra pair of skates at the end. So that's pretty cool. Okay, and the bugs are pretty much in a predictable pattern, so that's nice. Alright, so that pretty much wraps up... Whoop, we need to get the green key now. Where's the green key? Oh, it's in the fire area. Okay. How do we get over back to the fire area? Here we go. Forgot about the green key. It's over here. So yeah, on second thought, this level wasn't so bad. Like, I do like the sort of randomness of it. It's pretty cool, like that Paramecia ring there at the end. So, Tutti-Fruitti is level 91. Let's see where this takes us. I happen to know that this is a very long item swapping level, and I don't remember where everything is exactly. So, yeah, we'll see where this leads us. I'm gonna try to take mental note of where each of these paths are and what is at the end of them, but I probably won't be able to remember a lot since it's almost when I go to sleep at this point. Actually, not really. I still have some time. But going on the run definitely made me a bit tired. Okay, so let's go over this way. This might help a bit. What's over here? Some fire boots. Alright, that's a good sign. Now, I haven't seen anything with only fire blocking something, so let's see if we can find that. This is yet another Christian stall level. I'm not sure if he has any more after this. He probably has at least one more, but this is definitely the highest concentration of his levels in the set. Okay, so that's that and then that. Okay. So the closed toggle door, and that's over there. This is a thing. Did I see the fire earlier and I just missed it? Because I don't think I did. And I believe this leads over to... Oh, there's another pair of fire boots. So yeah, it's been a while since I played this one as well. Mainly because this is one of the first ever bolds that was really locked for this set, so I got it pretty quickly. So yeah, no fire boots here either. Interesting. Maybe there was some fire up here. Let's take another look, I guess. Because that doesn't go anywhere that we can get to right now. It's a blue door. Was there fire up here and I'm just forgetting it? After I specifically said I was going to take mental notes. Yeah, but there's also water, and I can't really do anything with that. Okay, this is definitely not going terribly well. At least I'm getting to see all this stuff, so at least hopefully I'll have a pretty good idea of what to do when... Oh, here we go. It's all the way down here. I think I was just so focused on all those chips in there, I didn't even really consider that right there. Alright, so I believe the red door is in the bottom left area. Or at least around the bottom left area. Oh, right here, okay. Cool, cool. You can get the skates, and then get the blue key, and then... the blue door is the one that leads to suction boots, isn't it? I'm trying to map out the route in my head as I'm going through this. I really should have used a map for this one, because that would have come in handy. Okay, let's see what we have here. We have blue key. We can get suction, and then I believe the yellow key comes after the suction, and then the flippers, which I think lead to that big room of chips, if I'm not mistaken. So I think the force floor is here, right? It's over here. Oh no, the water's there. That's right, the water's over there. Was the force floor down further? Yeah, it's right here. Okay. Getting there. We're getting there with this one. It's tedious, but at least it's a nice calming maze with a lot of time. Trying to be optimistic. Just trying to be optimistic here, guys. Alright. So to get up there, okay, I'm going to need to go all the way back. Wait, will I? Yeah, I will, because that's a different path. So, I gotta admit, I keep saying that, but one of the things that I love about this level is the title, because when I was in high school, I listened to a lot of 50s music, and this song was one of my favorites, mainly because I love how Little Richard always did that OW sound in the middle of his songs, and I'm sorry if I just destroyed somebody's ears by doing that, but that was always my favorite part of his songs, was looking forward to the OW! I try to be a little bit more gentle with that one. But Tutti-Fruitti definitely had a very yell-ish one. Like, it didn't sound very smooth, it just sounded really rough, and I loved that. It was really cool. I think another one that was like that was Good Golly Miss Molly. That's another one. But yeah, almost every one of his songs had that scream, which was always fun. So only one ship remaining. And I think I know where it is too. It's at the top left. Okay, so we have this tank here, and that's kind of pointless. It just serves as an obstacle, basically. There might as well just be a wall there. And here we can open up the toggle switch, which then leads into this room with all these gliders going around. You can also get some keys, which are nice. And from here, we can go back through this way. Now, the bold route, if I remember correctly, actually involves using the teleports to go back, and that involves hoping that you get into the right spot on that glider stream. So it does involve some guesswork, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take the long route and go back through the toggle door and stuff. But this will give us the tools we need to get that ship in the upper left area, which is nice. So pluses all around. So I gotta say, this is a really great time for Chip's Challenge Let's Playing, because right now Josh is going through Tyler Sontag's CC2 set called TS Alpha. He just finished going through Jeffrey's Ultimate Chip 5, which is a Let's Play I'm starting to watch right now. And Jeffrey is going through Josh's entire 320 level set of CCLP4 submissions, which is pretty massive as an undertaking is concerned. So I wish him the best on that, because that is quite an amazing underachievement to an attempt. And I don't believe either of these. Does this go to the socket? Let me see. It does. Okay. So I don't know what the purpose of that button in the middle is there. I don't think that really does anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go all the way through. I think it's this way, but not through the teleport, but through the water area here. And back around to this. So yeah, you would have to guess, unless you were using some sort of full screen implementation of Tile World, you'd have to guess when the right spot on the glider stream was. Anyway, Abandoned Mines. This is a Tyre Thali level, and it is probably one of my favorite levels in the set, just because aesthetically it's just so cool. You have these different sections, and they just look so distinct and so fun, and I just love it. It's just really neat, and that was really dumb. In fact, you know what? I'm going to use Odd Step, because that makes the bug section a lot easier, since I don't have to wait there. Because here I don't have to do any waiting here in this first bit, and so actually for any of it really, I can just blaze through all the chips, no problem. But there is still a blob going around, which is an issue. Come on. Ah, I shouldn't have done that. I don't know what I was thinking with that. I just love the fact that you don't have to wait at all in this bug area. That's so neat. Alright, there we go. We could have died there, but thankfully not. That didn't happen. Okay, I thought I had to wait one move there, but apparently I already did that, so never mind. I just played this again in Microsoft in MS to see if there was another second that you could glean from that, but it's not looking like that's possible. And now I'm just making silly mistakes, so let's not do that. Why am I doing that? I love the fire too. It just adds this, you know, it really adds the aesthetic of being in a mine. Okay, come on and go down the slide, or just go up there, I guess. Really? I'm not good with blobs. Yeah, I know somebody in the comments is going to be like, well, we got the record of blob net and everything, and I'm not good with blobs on a casual level is what I'm trying to say. Okay, there we go. I'll get this one day, somehow. I shouldn't have risked it with the teeth. I should have just gone ahead and did what I was doing there. But I had to show off, and now I'm paying the price. Alright, there we go. You guys disperse, do something. I really shouldn't be clearing all these walls out. Okay, there we go. Alright, this time I'm going to try to be a little more careful. Okay, I can go around here. So it is possible to do that without releasing the teeth. Good deal. I'm so used to releasing the teeth as, you know, part of optimizing this. Whoops, that was silly. Help, there we go. That was kind of terrible, but oh well. We beat the level, and now I think I'm going to end the video here since we had enough mistakes for one video. So I'm going to move on to exit ship next time. So I'll see you guys then. Thank you all again for watching. Really appreciate all the support and all the lovely comments. Be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed yourself today, and I will catch you next time. So take care, and I will see you on the flip side.